What up, you guys? I'm back with another video reaction, y'all. What's up? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you watch this. Hello. I just want to thank everybody for subscribing. Welcome to the Fear Fam, y'all. Today we have a crazy video. We're not gonna say too much before we even get into this video. What I need y'all to do is like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your post notification when I upload a new video. Other than that, sit back, relax, get your water, your wine, your ganja, and here goes nothing.
Okay, we're gonna have to get him on this cot, okay?
He called police and was clearly panicked and extremely distressed.
I need help. My husband was shot.
At first, officers thought the tragedy was the result of a robbery.
I need help. My husband was shot. Isn't it the other way around? The son got shot? I'm confused. Homegirl just said, I need help. My husband got shot. Look at this. Look, I'm gonna rewind it. Right here.
Panicked and extremely distressed.
I need help. My husband was shot.
At first,
My husband is shot. Y'all just said the son got shot. So which one was it, husband or son? I'm confused. Let me know.
officers thought the tragedy was the result of a robbery or a case of mistaken identity.
This may be a robbery.
But they would be horribly wrong. What Tyrone Hassel Jr. didn't know yet was that his daughter-in-law, Kamaya, was hiding a dark secret that would ruin the family's life. As the investigation continued, detectives would uncover a toxic relationship and a twisted conspiracy, with Kamaya at the very center of it all.
No, he just brought us something to eat.
Okay.
So we sit on the couch eating, and then I just heard gunshots.
If I tell you that this guy, who I think did it to my son, ain't a black person, would y'all treat him the same way?
Absolutely.
All I'm saying is that this video is gonna be fucked up. That's all I'm saying. I see it happening. This is not gonna end well, y'all.
911 was address the emergency. 911.
I need help. My husband.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
I need help. I need help. My husband was shot. I need help.
Okay, where are you at, ma'am?
I'm at Colfax Avenue.
Colfax?
Yes, please.
Is this a house or apartment?
What is the house?
Okay,
He returned to the house just after 11 p.m. After going inside and bringing food to his family, he stepped back outside. That's when his wife heard gunshots coming from the side of the house near the driveway. She ran outside and found her husband lying.
Bro, don't tell me the friends that he was with set him up. Bro, that would be so messed up if that is.
Next to his pickup truck in the driveway, badly injured and suffering from multiple gunshot wounds.
Who's this guy that shot in the head? The head?
Yes.
Okay. What's his name?
Tyrone Hassel. Yes, sir.
The story of how Tyrone met his wife goes back about 5 years before this tragedy. Tyrone was starting his second year of college when he decided to join the Army. In 2015, he met Kamaya while they were both serving in the military and stationed at Fort Carson. Their relationship moved fast and quickly became serious. Things became even more serious when Kamaya found out she was pregnant. At the time of Sergeant Hassel's murder, Kamaya, who was 22 years old, and Sergeant Hassel were on block leave from Fort Stewart. Kamaya was working as a truck driver, and Sergeant Hassel was serving as a wheel mechanic. At that point, police didn't allow Tyrone Hassel Jr. or Kamaya to leave the scene. They were dealing with a lot of unanswered questions.
Daddy, if I go to jail, somebody frame me. My son walked a straight line his entire life.
After speaking with people close to him, police learned that Tyrone didn't have any known enemies, nothing that would explain something like this. They then began carefully processing the scene. There was blood on the truck and blood across the driveway. Multiple shell casings were also found, scattered around where Tyrone had fallen.
There's one, two, three. And number 4 is right there.
The first thing police suspected was that this may have been a robbery gone wrong. But Sergeant Hassel still had his money, his phone, and his car keys on him, so that possibility was quickly ruled out. How the shooting happened, the shots hitting Tyrone in the head, face, neck, and shoulders, it was clear this was a personal attack. not a random act of violence. Detectives also noticed that some rounds went into the garage, which showed that the shooter was positioned behind him while Tyrone was standing at the doorway of his truck. One of the first leads detectives got was that Tyrone had gone to Walmart the night of the murder to buy ammunition. The rounds he bought were 9mm, the same type used in his shooting. This raised an important question. Why was he buying ammo, and was it for self-defense? Without wasting any time, the detectives went to Walmart to collect all the security footage from that night. The Walmart footage clearly shows that he ran into 2 other people while he was there. Maybe there was some sort of feud with these customers, but it's not something the police couldn't track. Now, they're working to identify these 2 individuals to see if there's any connection between them and the shooting that happened just a few hours later. Around 3:30 p.m. the next day, police returned to Tyrone Hassel Jr.'s home. They showed him screenshots taken from the Walmart surveillance video, hoping he might recognize the 2 people Tyrone had interacted with.
Last night he went to...
Man, I know how it is dealing with a murder case.
Yeah, and this is one of them it's really a true whodunit, you know what I mean? You don't...
I'm still trying to figure something out, and this is not even, like... Y'all probably caught on to, right? I'm surprised the father's not crying, not going crazy that he just lost his son. I'm like shook about that because I haven't seen the father's shed no tear, nothing. The grandmother, yeah, she shed a tear. The girlfriend did. But the dad, yeah, there's something not adding up, y'all. I'm just saying.
He believed the killer might have actually been looking for Tyrone's stepbrother, who at the time was dealing with some personal conflicts with other people. Because of that, police considered the possibility that this was a targeted hit meant for the stepbrother, a case of mistaken identity that tragically ended with Tyrone being killed instead.
Just the first screenshot.
Oh my goodness, bro. So you telling me maybe, I'm not saying maybe these people got confused. I don't know. The reason why I'm saying this is confusing because the father, he's giving me cold shoulder, like, I don't know. He's giving me cold shoulder, like, how would he know where they shot at? You get what I'm saying? Like, how would you know how many, like, bullet shells was on the floor? You wasn't there at that time when they were investigating, especially late at night. Where was you? Yeah, you was in the house probably, but how do you know that? Then on top of it, you searching on Facebook. There's so many. Now I'm telling y'all, this is like a mystery murder. I'm not even lying to you. This is like a true crime, like kind of like CSI like episode. I'm not even lying to you. This got my mind rolling right now. Like I don't even know who to trust.
Oh, that's what you're thinking?
Now, you know
Yep.
my stepson.
Yeah.
He's into a bunch of shit.
Oh, we know.
Police interviewed Tyrone's stepbrother and took his statement, then followed up by speaking with other witnesses connected to him. They pushed this lead as far as they could, and it took about a week to interview everyone involved. But once again, it went nowhere. As the investigation continued, the evidence police gathered made one thing clear: the stepbrother was not involved. There was no indication that he, or anyone he had issues with, played any role in the shooting. On top of that, his appearance was very different. He had long dreadlocks down to his shoulders, making a case of mistaken identity with Tyrone highly unlikely. In cases like this, when police don't have an initial suspect, they're forced to follow every possible lead. After that, police began receiving a large number of tips from the community. In several of those tips, callers said Tyrone had been seen in the roller rink area, where he was involved in a verbal confrontation with another person. Detectives then located Tyrone's friend, Dylan. They brought him to the police station to talk in more detail about what had happened and see if it could be connected to the shooting.
What did you see there?
We got there and we see him, and I'm speaking, he just give us an odd look, and then like Tyrone cut out early.
So this drama dude was on Apple Street too?
Yeah.
Wherever that was?
Yeah, and he just like give off this vibe.
He mentioned that there had been a verbal altercation with a guy known by the street name Drama. Investigators decided to follow up on that lead to see if it had any connection to Tyrone's murder. They also brought in 2 other friends for interviews, hoping to get a clearer picture of what really happened.
So the reason I'm here, you were at the roller rink Sunday night with Ty. So did you see anything happen out there that looked funny or anything like that? Because one of the guys that was with you saw him and Drama have like some kind of like a gaze, maybe a glare type thing that happened.
No, I didn't. I didn't see anything.
No.
Majority of the time he was there, he was just skating.
Did you see where Drama was at all? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I didn't see it. I know him by the name of Drama, but I didn't see him.
Okay. This is just one of the
Dead end after dead end. The process of chasing leads that go nowhere can be exhausting for investigators. But what detectives still didn't know was that one of those tips would eventually become the key to solving the case. The person responsible had been right there the whole time, standing close to the family and the police, appearing to grieve along with everyone else.
It's the girlfriend. I am not going to lie. It's the girlfriend. Y'all don't think it's the girlfriend. I don't know what y'all thinking, but it's this girl right here, y'all. Right here. I'm going to say it's her. The way how they saying grieving close to the family, with the family, it's the wife.
A revelation that would soon shock the entire community. Through the investigation, a resident came forward and reported something unusual. On the night of the murder, they noticed a vehicle backed into a driveway at a residence. That detail ended up giving detectives one of their first major clues. The vehicle was described as a black four-door car that had backed into the driveway of a vacant house that was listed for sale. Detectives were able to get a license plate reader hit on that vehicle, tracking it as it passed through Illinois toll booths captured on surveillance cameras. That plate came back to someone in the U.S. military, serving in the same battalion as Sergeant Tyrone Hassel III. The owner was identified as Jeremy Cuellar, a member of the same squad as Tyrone. Using the license plate data, investigators were able to place his vehicle near the scene of the crime on the day of the shooting.
Damn, so he even went to the military too? Nah, this is some wild shit right now, bro.
First time, the investigation was starting to show real progress, and police finally had a name. Before detectives spoke directly with Jeremy, they immediately contacted investigators at Fort Stewart working with the U.S. Army. Army investigators began going through the platoons connected to the case and interviewed several service members. One of them was Sergeant Bacon. He had personal first-hand knowledge of Jeremy Cuellar and Kamaya Hassel, information that would quickly become critical to the case.
So when y'all would hang out, what would y'all typically do?
They talk and drink and just chill out room.
Okay. So any relationships between any of those people in that group going on?
I mean, in Korea, I knew Quinn Hassel messed around, and that was it.
Alright, tell me what you know about that.
I see them together, mess around, and then was it like, everybody had their own little battle in Korea,
So when you say messing around, what are you getting at with that? Because obviously, everybody's got different.
Oh, yeah, sexually.
You gotta be lying, bro. So you telling me homeboy right here was messing with Tyrone's now used to be wife? Bro, this is sick.
I'll help you with that. So they were all in Korea, and that's where it started. He and the girl had a relationship going on, and that the guy that died had said something to him, so they had words, and then he had threatened him.
The relationship between Jeremy and Tyrone's wife turns out to be a crucial piece of the puzzle. It adds real weight to the motive and helps explain why certain things may have happened. Once Kamaya's name comes into the picture, police have no choice but to focus on her next. A turn in the case that would shock everyone. But detectives still need the full story. Was Kamaya being stalked by Jeremy, with him becoming obsessed and ultimately deciding to eliminate what he saw as his rival? Or was she actually part of it, aware of what was going to happen and involved from the start?
What was going on? When did you guys become romantic? You guys seen each other while he was in Michigan? Now listen, did you see him while you're in Michigan? Because they're going to take your phone apart. When they take your phone apart, it's all there. So what I want to say is, before they do that, I want you to be honest with me.
I've worked the same amount of hours that he worked, and I still have to come home and do everything for the baby.
I agree, that's not fair.
And it's like the reason why why the relationship and a bond was built between me and Jeremy is because he will always tell me, you don't have to worry about that. When me and you get together, I'll make sure you have your breaks. I'll do this for the baby. I'll do that. And it just made me really feel like that all of that was going to happen.
The first striking thing about Kamaya in the interview was how cold and calculated she was. Definitely not normal for an average person. You could even say she manipulated Jeremy into pulling the trigger. What's clear, though, is that she was a much more active participant part of the plan from the start, with Jeremy following through on her instructions.
So, when we were in Korea, I can't really pinpoint exactly what it was. Me and Ty had this big argument, and then, I came back into the building, and I was talking to Jeremy. I'm like, man, I don't want to be with him no more. Like, I'm tired of this, I don't want to deal with it no more. And he was like, so why y'all still together? And I was like, we have a child, and even if I talked to him about divorce, he probably wouldn't even, do it with me. And he was like, I can handle that. And I was like, what do you mean by that? He was like, I can handle it. When I get back, I get a girl on the spot. And well, it just started to progress.
Why didn't you do it in Korea?
No, it was just planned in Korea. It wasn't to be done in Korea.
You just snitched on your damn self. What the hell? Old girl just snitched on herself and on this boy. She just said, yeah, it was planned, but it was planned in Korea. So you telling me this whole entire time you been messing with Jeremy behind Tyrone's back the whole entire time, bro? And you ain't say nothing, bro? This is what you call messy as fuck, bro.
I was playing in Korea when we got back to the States. But I didn't take it serious because even though
this is where you and I stay straight. Because you didn't take it serious because you knew he was out there that night.
Well, yeah.
With a gun. So were you guys talking because they're going to get you were corresponding every day?
He would be like, what's today looking like? And I'd be like, well, he's out cutting hair. And he'd be like, okay, well, we'll be up there in a few hours. And then he'll come up here and scope out and see if he'll come home by himself or if he wouldn't. And then we would try to take the opportunity. I said, well, he's about to bring us something to eat. And then that's when he came.
So you called him and said, well, hold on. I just come back to bring food.
Yeah, I said that he was coming back to bring us something to eat.
No, he just brought us something to eat.
Bro, she set him up. She set him up, bro. I'm telling y'all, this is why y'all can't be trusting these females out here, bro. And it's both females and men. I'm telling y'all can't trust some females or some men because why? They not all up here in the head, bro. And they find out you doing something or whatever, but it seemed like homegirl was messing with what the Jeremy dude, right? The Jeremy dude. It seems like she was messing with him behind Tyrone's back. Damn, bro, this is messy as fuck.
On the couch eating, and then I just heard gunshots.
Well, why would you just divorce him?
I talked to him about it, and he didn't want to.
You put your needs and your wants above somebody's life.
I did.
Often suspects won't say much to the police, but when she confessed during the interrogation, almost everything she talked about was about herself, how things affected her, why it had to be done, and how calculated it all was.
You said you feel about as responsible.
She going to jail. I hope y'all know this. Homegirl's going to jail. And so is the other guy. He going to jail. Because he murdered the other guy. And she was the planner. And she was the one that said, yeah, he's about to bring what, da, 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 da. Yeah. They both going to jail.
Jeremy is. I mean, would you say this is a 50-50 you guys were on this?
Okay. I know all about it, and like I said, I probably could have stopped it, but the reason that I didn't because I felt like he would, be mad at me or...
And not love you anymore?
Yeah, because I just felt like I wasn't getting that love at home like I wanted to.
Without a doubt, she's one of the coldest people you could ever come across in any true crime story. At the same time, the Army... During the investigation, the mounting evidence against Kamaya was overwhelming. Her confession made it clear this was a planned and premeditated act, and that Jeremy had come up from Illinois to carry out the homicide. Kamaya wanted her husband dead because she felt he wasn't taking care of her properly. She believed she was overburdened and had too much responsibility. Her narcissistic traits became even more apparent during one police interview when she was asked if Sergeant Hassel had life insurance. She casually mentioned she would receive $400,000 from the Army after his death. The financial motive was clearly a factor in the crime, but what really happened that night was that Tyrone was actually bringing food back for her and their 1-year-old son when the hit occurred. Kamaya was at least as involved, if not more so, than Jeremy. He was just happy to be the one pulling the trigger. In the end, August 29, 2019, about 8 months after Tyrone's killing, she was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
She just ruined her own life. Y'all see this? Like, you was in the military doing good, you know. Oh my God, bro. He's facing life too. Not only her, he's facing life. Y'all gonna see.
She will never see freedom again. Jeremy also pleaded guilty to second-degree murder on July 30th, 2019, and was sentenced to 65 years in prison. With his earliest eligibility for parole at age 90, it's extremely unlikely he will ever get out. He later tried to withdraw his plea, but the Michigan Supreme Court refused to hear his case in 2021.
How you doing, sir?
I'm all right. You know, under the circumstances.
Man, she wanted me to do it, man. Like, and I ain't gonna lie, I wanted her. You know what I'm saying? And she knew what she was doing. She wanted the money. So I don't know what that's crazy. That's crazy.
Damn, now he talking. Now he want to snitch on her. But I'm telling you, they are both, bro. This is what you call messy as messy, bro. This is why you gotta be careful for who these people you mess with or date online, because messy can get crazy. Crazy. Do you understand? It could get crazy to a point like this, y'all. Like, be careful messing with these men or women. I'm telling y'all.
Honestly, I was blind. Like, I was blinded. You know, I thought that was love. You know what I'm saying?
I was just wondering if she talked to you about that afterwards.
I mean, yeah, she did. Matter of fact, she did. She was like, yeah, like, you know, he died in my arms. And she was saying she was sad about it. And I'm like, then why'd you have me do it then? Like, you know what I'm saying? But she was just like, you know, it's cool. Like, I could tell by the way you look, man, you want me to burn in hell, sir. And I understand that. I understand that.
I promise y'all, if there was no glass between them two, the father, bro, I can imagine what he wanted to do to him at that time.
You know what I'm saying? I really hope you can forgive me. You know what I'm saying? I know it's gonna take forever, or you might not. But I really hope you can.
True enough, you killed my son, but I don't think. I know I'm looking at somebody that had a twisted mind at one point. You know, you seem like a good cat. And I hate the situation had to happen, especially I hate it had to happen to my son. I'm never going. The only thing I can do is visit him in the grave.
Bro, I just want to say this video is so fucked up and sad. Bro, I can imagine what goes on in this father's head, seeing who literally ended his son. Bro, not even forgive, bro. That's not even it. Like, forgive? I'm not forgiving you, bro. And I don't care what girl. I'm not forgiving both of y'all. I'm sorry. I'm telling you, this is how people go insane, because they end up they look back on on the person who ended their son or their daughter or whoever. They gonna find somebody to end someone in their family, so they could be like, yeah, I got mine's back. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy. Yo, I'm sorry for the family that lost, you know, their son. I'm so sorry. Be careful in these streets, because you never know whose ex is crazy. Like, y'all just don't know, bro. Y'all don't know. And some of y'all that are just on a relationship out here, take it slow. Don't move too fast. Don't, no, have your fun. Just enjoy life with each other. And, you know, just build time. Don't be like, oh, I love you 2 weeks later. Nah, that takes like a year or two to tell somebody you love them. That's a big word, all right? Other than that, y'all, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys for subscribing. Those of you that are new, please like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your post notifications when I upload a new video. Other than that, y'all, I'll see y'all. Peace and stay spooky.